Hello and welcome. This is going to be a Divine Feminine Collective check-in. Energies have been weird, and with the daily readings I've been doing, I'm noticing a fair amount of strangeness going on. Sorry about that. Of course, it has to be like the instant that I get to recording, that of course then there's an interruption. Which, no, this card seems to want to turn over. First card that popped out, it was like this. It was the sun, but it keeps wanting to turn over. So let's see if it turns over again or if it stays there while I'm shuffling. And I guess I'm just kind of looking for what's going on in our collective energies right now. And we'll look at kind of some advice and stuff. We are heading right into the Lionsgate energy, being that this is August 6th and the 8th is Lionsgate. So we are coming up to the gates. And there's definitely a lot of dual energy. I want to say dualities. Which I suppose, you know, the moon is in Pisces right now. And that does create... well, it creates dualities because there's the two fishes. Alright, Spirit, do we have one or two more cards? One or two more cards. I might just stop here in a second. I've got two cards that came out, but felt like a couple more cards were needed. I got one more at least. Okay. So before I go through the bottom of it, let's at the bottom of the deck we have the Fool. New beginning. And on the top, the Wheel of Fortune. So, like, collectively, it seems like an energy, it is of new beginnings, of the wheel is turning, Spirit is creating, Spirit is helping us make room for new beginnings. And what we have here is the Sun, which is Leo energy, the Moon in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. What I'm really picking up on that is that for a lot of us, we are becoming enlightened to, especially those of us that have DMs who have been juggling. They've been doing this, and we're getting tired. Our emotional energy is getting zapped, and it's unclear right now whether or not the path forward is the one to stay on. And a lot of people are really looking for clarity. This card is often we're looking for joy and fun and that youthful reconnection, that gratitude in our connection, but we're tired. We're tired, and we're tired of being juggled, of juggling things, of the confusion and what seems like hidden enemies all over the place. Let's see what's underneath here. So beneath the Fool, yeah, we have the Five of Wands. Confusing communication. Just tired, exhausted. A fair amount of us are feeling either we're noticing the karmics and that's kind of pulling us into karmic energy, or we're feeling that karmic energy just kind of, and I've been noticing that a bit in the collective too, a fair amount of Divine Femmes like dropping into that, like, I just want to cut him down kind of energy, like, you know, this is ridiculous, we should be having this, but instead what we're having is this, you know, and all because somebody wants to be immature. Yeah, and of course right beneath that, the reverse King of Cups too, so we're tired of waiting. Yeah, that seems pretty collective there. Ready for that new chapter, which fits with the the Fool there. Yeah, there's a lot of cards of confusion. They're tired of waiting, tired of being bound to things. Ready for our Ten of Pentacles, our family, our marriage, our deeper, passionate commitments. Tired of feeling like this. Feeling like we offer that cup and it's not being accepted, or if it is being accepted, it's not being reciprocated. And trying to stay strong. Trying to keep faith in that twin flame journey. Looking for inspiration. And trying not to go there. And possibly also you might be dealing with some karmics that are intentionally trying to bring you there or bring your partner there. Okay, so that's kind of the collective energy going on. Let's see why, right? So, thank you, Spirit, for 2 or 3 cards as to why collective divine femmes, whatever. Feeling that, I mean, it seems kind of obvious, but sometimes it just feels right to clarify. So we got 2 cards right out. Of course, look what pops out again. The Moon in reverse. And the 3 of Pentacles. So part of it, for a fair amount of folks, is going to be just tired of the third party stuff, people in the way, or feeling like a third party. And also kind of tired of that spiritual only connection. Like, a lot of divine femmes recognize that there is that 5D connection, and you get focused on that so that you can stay on track, on the path, even though when it seems full of illusions. But when it's this way, it's hard to tell what is an illusion, what to be faithful to. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Swords, which is, it's indecision, but it can also be about third-party situations. But it's often one of those is like, stop looking at reality, which is the 2 swords, and go with your intuition. That's how you get out of that guarded position. But with the moon being in Pisces the way that it is, and butted up against all the Leo energy, it can be a little difficult not to feel those cold steel swords in your hands and recognize the heaviness of them. I mean, how long can you sit like this with 2 swords nearly, the full length of your own body, and hold them like that before you start to feel the heavy, heavy weight of them, and you want to put those swords down? On the top of the deck is the Page of Cups in reverse. So that's, apologies that have not come in, maturity that is not coming in, confusion, less than breadcrumbs kind of thing. And yeah, it's not satisfying. And we keep offering that cup to masculines, and they're not taking it, and it's ungrounding a lot of us. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm definitely feeling having trouble sleeping. And I know that there's a fair amount trying not to drop into old karmic energies, or you're feeling the pulls from other karmic energies. And ready to walk. A lot of people are considering whether to walk away with a finality, or whether to keep on the journey, especially while DMs are, look at this together. You got one after the other, the King of Pentacles in reverse, and then I would call it the Divine Masculine in reverse, the Emperor in reverse. And yeah, with this 10 of Swords in reverse, it's like just continuing to cling to something that is not going anywhere. We want reconciliation. We want to not be left out in the cold anymore. We want that connection, that sweetness that is there, that we've been giving, that we've seen the whole time, to be recognized, to be verbally validated. Alright. I'm going to do another reading that'll be more about what is going on collectively with Divine Masculines, but for right now, I think what I'm going to do is let's look for some cards in terms of advice for collective divine femmes while we're going through this turbulent energy that's shaking things up. I'm getting ready for 8/8/2020, which is a 16 and a 20 day. It's the Tower and the Judgment card. Okay, so what pops out first is that Two of Swords again. Let's see if we can get a little more clarity. A couple of cards are kind of like popping out, but not, like they're not quite there. Seeing the Ace of Swords and stuff. Oh, there we go. Alright, interesting. So on the bottom, the Sun. And since that's in the bottom, and it's typically underlying issue, my first instinct is to say, continue to go towards gratitude. Remember to go for your gratitude lists, and whenever you're feeling down, get back to that place of gratitude. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to stay or go or do anything. Just get to gratitude. Get to a place where you feel connected with your inner child. If you're feeling really thrown off about anything, make sure that, like imagine your inner child is like an invisible friend, and comfort them and soothe them and tell them that everything's going to be okay. The cards that we got here, Two of Swords, like I said. We also have the Hanged Man and the Six of Swords. So, this is an interesting way to look at it, okay? So, we have a woman who is blind except for her intuition. The man who is sacrificing himself for enlightenment, letting spirit take the wheel, and then a man who is pushing a woman and child in a boat for healing thoughts. So what I'm kind of getting here, femmes, is for those that resonate with this message and get called to it, is that this is a period of waiting, and there isn't really an answer as to what the outcome is going to be. Part of it is intended to get us more into our feminine, receptive, intuitive energy, and part of that might include, at least temporarily, if your masculine is in a third-party situation and it seems like he's moving towards that, have faith in spirit, give spirit the wheel, and just trust that whatever needs to happen for that, through that, needs to happen, and allow your own thoughts to go to healing places. But just remember that everything is always unfolding, and that spirit has a much bigger resource pot and imagination than we do. Yeah, in the top of the deck, the Chariot, victory in there. Like, yeah, that Fool came right back up underneath there. Yeah, that's what's resonating the most there, is like, don't try to necessarily put your foot in anything, or to prevent anything, or to explain anything. Just have faith in yourself and in spirit, and if it feels right to just work on something else and wait, do that. If it feels right to go towards something else for a while, do that. Like, you never know, the minute that you stop needing the connection might be the minute that it comes in. You never know. That's often one of the absurdities of this universe. So go with your intuition, but as I've been saying in some of the readings I've been doing, be cautious. This is kind of like a Mercury retrograde sort of time where big decisions are not wise right now. Anyways, let me know if anybody'd like a private reading. I'll leave my email in the description box below.